Welcome to Car Crazy Katie. I'm here today at the Three Sisters Circuit in Wigan to check out the Revs Peugeot 205 Track Day. Coming up in tonight's show, we'll show you the true meaning of the phrase pocket rocket, and my dreams come true as I test drive a fantastic Bentley Turbo in another of Katie's Krackers. But first, we're off to the Three Sisters Circuit in Wigan, this week's main venue where I get stuck in on a Peugeot Track Day. The day has been organised by the guys at Revs magazine as a specialist Peugeot day, but the day is pretty much open to everybody, with all sorts of French cars turning up on the day. The great thing about today is how affordable it is. You turn up, pay your 30 quid and go and take your chances on the track. And if you don't want to risk damaging your car, you can just come and watch, and that's totally free. Some of the cars are just standard, but most of them have been modified to varying degrees. There are some pretty tidy motors here today. This is Scott's 306 diesel turbo, and as you can tell, he's done a lot to it. Right, Scott, run us through a few things under the bonnet first of all. Right,
well, it's a 1.9 turbo diesel.
Right.
Basically, I've had a high lift cam put on the engine.
Right.
It's had the fuel tweaked, the turbo tweaked up. It's got a Group N Rally spec exhaust, the K&N induction kit,
yep.
2-stage intercooler, and my own design of dump valves.
So how much more power is that?
The standard diesel engine is 92 brake horse.
Right.
This one's 140 brake.
Wow, that's quite a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll go on the drag strip with it. Quarter mile, I can do that in 17 seconds dead.
Fantastic. We'll be back to chat to some more guys down at the track a little bit later, and in part 2 I'll be out on the track myself, but first here's another of my little crackers. This week in Katie's Krackers, it's my dream come true and Brad shows me around a luxurious Bentley Turbo. Brad, this is the type of car I would like to be chauffeur driven around town in. A Bentley Turbo, eat your heart out.
Quite right, Katie. This is actually the Bentley Red Label Enlarge. It's a 6.75 litre,
right,
2 tonnes
right.
is the weight. V8 car with 400 brake horsepower. 0 to 60 around about 6.8 seconds, so
right.
It's really quick. It's a very big, powerful car. Well, the main features on the vehicle, apart from the engine, is obviously if you look inside the vehicle, it's got the gorgeous Connolly leather.
It's lovely.
All the wood inside is actually all from the same tree, if you like.
Right,
so.
and all the dashboard is leather,
All the
and everything is just, and the colour is so striking.
Yeah, it's very, very rich.
It reeks class.
It does indeed.
We like this car. And I love all this chrome as well, you know, here on the handles, going along the side. And I love the front of this car. It's a big, powerful car, isn't it?
Very, very, very powerful.
A lot of attitude.
Yeah, 2 tonnes. Get out of my way, here I come. That's what it says.
That's what you need to say about this car. Anything else you can tell us that we need to know?
Not really, apart from the list price of this car, it's a whopping £151,000.
Right.
So it's an awful lot of money to own one of these vehicles. But like we said before, people that actually own these vehicles...
They don't actually drive them, do they? They're chauffeur driven, you know, they just sit in the back and, you know...
There's an old saying of people buying these sort of cars, if you're going to be driven in a Rolls Royce. If you're going to drive a Bentley, because a Bentley is a driver's car.
Right. Well, apparently, I think I'm going to be driving this one, is that right?
I think we can arrange that, yeah.
Oh, bring it on! Right, well, first things first, I need to adjust my seat, so are you going to show me what to do?
Certainly, Katie, yeah. See this button here?
Yes. Up and down. It's too early in the day, come on, let's do something. Sorry guys. I'm driving a Bentley Turbo. Oh, it feels lovely. It's really smooth, but you get all that thrust, don't you?
Yeah, plenty of what they call torque. Plenty of torque.
And this is a solid car. This is out of my way.
Do you ever get lost, Katie?
Sometimes, yeah.
Right, well, it's very simple. You press a button here, and actually satellite navigation.
That is clever. It's easy to drive, it's effortless, you don't even have to do anything, it more or less does it all for you, doesn't it?
Point and go, that's all you need to do.
But that's what you're paying for, you are paying for what you get at the end of the day.
You're paying for the quality, the status.
I think it's worth every penny.
Without a doubt, £150,000.
Definitely, you know. It's beautiful, it's absolutely stunning.
So when we get back, Katie, all you need to do is give me a small deposit, say £15,000.
Okay, and the car's mine?
And the car's yours.
Fine.
You can pay for it on
You've got a deal.
Okay, deal.
Okay. I'm back at the Three Sisters track in Wigan. The guys at the magazine organise these kinds of events fairly regular, and they're a lot cheaper than a day at one of the bigger tracks. Anyway, the narrow twists and turns on the Three Sisters track are ideally suited to the hot hatches. This 405 isn't strictly a hatch, but it sure is hot.
Don't sit in the car!
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought it was a taxi. So I'm only joking.
All right.
We're here with Dennis today and he's going to tell us a little bit about his Peugeot 405 MI16. First of all, Dennis, what have you done to it?
Right, it's got various modifications to the inlet and the exhaust. It's been lowered, as I'll tell you about. Cosmetically, relatively standard. It's got a bonnet lube on it off a Jaguar,
right.
Supercharged.
What inch are your alloys?
They're 7.5 inch by 17.
It finishes the car off, doesn't it?
Definitely suits it.
Stops it looking like a taxi, mate.
Well, a little bit. Inside's also got full leather retrim.
I like these leather seats.
Nothing better than leather.
0 to 60.
Sub 8 seconds, which I'm quite impressed with.
Fairly quick, isn't it?
Not bad for a big car, for a taxi anyway.
And top end?
It should top out at 145, 150, but that's a bit too fast for me.
Well, I have to say, it's the nicest looking taxi I've ever seen.
Cheers.
Cheers, Dennis.
No worries.
Mwah. I said before there were some modified cars around. Well, this 206 has just had some unplanned modifications. I'm here today with Chan and Gaz, and today we're going to be looking at Chan's Peugeot 206 GTI. But Chan's had a little bit of a mishap, haven't you?
Right, so.
Come on, mate. Tell us all about it.
Oh, well, I lost it at the bend down there, hit a bit of gravel and slid into the grass, and once you hit the grass you just don't stop.
And in the result, he's done this.
And some tyres.
Look at that wing. How much is that going to cost you?
A couple £100, I reckon.
So, excuse me, do we reckon he's got a driver's licence? Have you?
Yeah,
are you sure? I'll be back at the track a little bit later, but it's time now for another look at one of the cars owned by one of you lot. And this guy's a real nutter. Each week we'll be bringing you some of the UK's finest modified motors. This week it's a rather old model we're featuring.
It's a 1968 Mark II 1600E Cortina. We've got extensive modifications to it. It's 3-litre 4-wheel drive twin turboed with nitrous. It doesn't hang around and it sometimes frightens me a bit.
This car has a nitrous injection system, but I think we need to know a little bit more.
Nitrous oxide, it's an oxidising agent that mixes with the petrol and gives it a more... As the petrol burns, there's oxygen inside the gas and it comes in as a liquid and it cools the charge as it comes in and it enhances the burn and you get a more forcible combustion and it enhances the performance. I've only got 150 horsepower jets in this particular engine, but I have had last year when we had a lot of failures with it, I have had 300 horsepower worth of just the gas on its own without the engine. And it does do some devastating. In fact, if you get it wrong, it makes great mistakes. If you get it right, it's a wonderful feeling.
I'm sure you all know me better from the late night programmes here on Men and Motors. Each week on Car Crazy Katie, I let you into my thoughts on the world of cars and high speeds. I'm a very nervous passenger and I feel very uneasy when people drive me at high speeds if I'm not in control. Constantly going like this and like slow down. I get very twitchy and feel very on edge, and sometimes I even start to break out in a sweat, and I'm terrible.
I'm really bad. I think it's because I'm not driving the car. And I know probably the person who is driving is very capable of driving it good, but when they're going quite fast with me, I'm like, slow down, and they'll be like, oh, you know, what's up with you? And I'm like, I just don't feel very comfortable. I do watch my passengers to see how they're reacting when I'm driving, and if I feel like they're on edge, then I won't, you know, I'm not stupid, I won't drive too fast with them in the car. But most of my friends are like, yeah, go for it. Will do.
That's all for part 1, but still to come in part 2, there's more of the hottest in French modified cars from the Three Sisters. We check out a real pocket rocket, and I take my chances with Andy on the track. See you soon. Coming up in part 2, we check out a real pocket rocket, and I take my chances with Andy on the track.
Well, I'm back at the Three Sisters, and as you can see, I'm stood in the middle of 2 GT Turbos. I love these cars because I'm going to let you into a little secret of mine. I used to own one when I was younger. But anyway, while I work out which one I prefer, why don't you guys go and have a look what's going on at the track?
Today really is an informal meet, with guys just turning up to see what other people have done to their motors. But it all gets a little bit more serious on the track, and the guys are hustling to see who can get the quickest lap time. But some people have just come to make some noise, like Alex with his very loud 306.
We're here today with Alex with his Peugeot 306 XSI. Now, what have we got going on in the back of here?
Stereo.
2 amps.
2 amps, 2 speakers, subwoofer, TV, video, PlayStation.
Right, so I bet these make as much noise as these things.
A little bit more noise.
I've never seen exhaust as big as this. I have to say, I love the colour of the car. What colour is it?
Fire Dance Red with
Fire Dance Red.
A couple of extra sparkles and bits and bobs in there as well.
Yeah, right. Can I just pop this down for a minute? Yeah. And another thing I like, look at these seats, colour coded and everything. Look at this. This is nice, isn't it? How much do they cost?
There's around about 400 quid a seat.
£400 a seat? Do you go out in town in this?
It goes out, I use it every day for work.
Oh, you show off. Trying to pull the chicks, you see.
The great thing about these days is that they attract all sorts of people. It's not just boy racers. Now, Colin may not exactly be a boy anymore, but he certainly is a racer. Just look at his tricked out 205.
I'm here today with Colin with his Peugeot 205 Dimmer Turbo.
Right.
Oh.
Wow.
We like this one.
It's a nice car, isn't it?
Yeah, I love the kit.
Yeah, it's one of 20 that were originally built.
Right.
There's about 4 or 5 I've seen that are still existing, but this is probably the one in the best nick.
Right, let's have a look round the front because we can see better.
Right, as the car comes with this kit,
right,
with its wheels and all the spoilers, it's all standard.
What have you actually done to the car to improve the speed?
All I've done with the car is really keep the engine in first class order. That's regular servicing, regular changes of oil.
Have you got a full service history with the car?
Full service history, yeah.
That helps.
I'm not going to race the car, I'm not going to break the car.
Well, why are you here?
I'm here to enjoy myself. That's what it's about. It's not about going around a track at 100 miles an hour.
I'll tell you what, let me sit in it, I'll show you what it can do.
No, I don't think so.
Good man, good man. Well, everyone's out on the track now, but now it's my turn and I'm a little bit nervous. But you will drive carefully with me, won't you?
We will.
I've got my own airbags and the hat. Here goes.
I've been looking forward to this bit all day, going out on the track with Andy in his modded 205. Andy's pretty quick round this track. He instructs other drivers here at Three Sisters, so he knows it like the back of his hand.
This is very fast. Oh no! Oh baby!
I just wish he wasn't quite so fast. Andy really does throw the car around this track, using all the available tarmac and the curbs to his advantage.
We're going a little bit fast into this bend. Just close your eyes, Kate. Just close your eyes and don't even look. We
need to find the right lines through the corners, or else you have the shame of the other guys getting better lap times than you.
Oh my, I'm getting shaken around like a rag doll. Oh baby, look.
I thought lines were the things I had to do after school. But here, as Andy explained to me, lines are the best path to follow to make sure your car takes bends properly, letting you improve those all-important lap times.
Slow please. Oh no, come on please. Oh, I feel sick.
When you're out on a day like this, it's important to take it slowly at first. This is for two reasons. Firstly, you need to let the car warm up. That means let the engine, tyres and brake get up to a temperature which lets them work more efficiently. Secondly, you need to familiarise yourself with the track so you know what's coming up next. And don't plant your precious motor into one of the barriers.
Dad. I don't like it. I'm going to cry. I'm going to act like a girl and cry. Whoa! Steady. Right, less of that now, while I'm in the car. Right. Oh yeah. Oh, brilliant. That's over with, done. Whew. Well, I certainly live up to my name, Car Crazy Katie, because that was very fast and very crazy. Thanks very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Cut!
While I get my breath back from my little spin with Andy, why don't you check this monster out? In the quest for greater speed, some guys add an induction kit or even add turbochargers, but those guys haven't got a patch on Roger's pocket rocket. We spoke to Roger to find out more about the car and what it can do.
Yes, this is a jet funny car. It's built in a space frame chassis. It has a motor from an F5 fighter aircraft. All carbon fibre bodywork, very aerodynamic, very quick. Well, this is a new car, and in test runs so far it's run 250 miles an hour in a quarter mile in around 6.3 seconds. We're hoping to step that up an awful lot this year. The car's potential is 300 miles an hour in a quarter of a mile, from a standstill to a quarter of a mile. This particular car has took 18 months to build, which is a shorter time than we originally planned. We were very lucky. And the car that we had before this took 3 years.
With such a powerful machine, we wanted to know what it feels like to travel at such speeds and what happens when something goes wrong.
You have to be at one with the machine. And being a biker, I can do that fairly easily. But you need to be concentrated, you need to have nothing else on your mind whatsoever. It's you and the machine. You're going down that track, it's going to accelerate really, really hard. It's going to be pulling 4 Gs when you leave the start line. In an 1/8 mile it will be doing 200 miles an hour. At the quarter mile it's going to be doing 260 or 270. So you better be ready for it. The last car that I built, I had a nasty accident with at Santipod Raceway in Bedfordshire. It went over the fence at nearly 245 miles an hour. It destroyed the car and I walked away from it. I was just lucky, it was just my day.
The show that Roger and his team put on with the car was amazing, and we got him to explain how it's all done.
You're generally making it do things that it's not supposed to do. You don't see an aircraft engine billowing flames and smoke out unless there's something the matter with it. But that's part of our start line show. And everybody seems to be popular everywhere we go, doing stuff like that. The best part, the very, very best part, is when you go to the start line and now it's just you and the car. You forget about the other people. Now it's just you and the car.
With all the risks, time and money involved, we had to ask him why.
Well, I've been brought up with racing. I race bikes, and I can't really say that this were a logical thing to do, but I raced one of these things for another guy. I got put in the hot seat out of the blue and thought, well, this is for me, this is what I want to do, so I started my own project.
Back at the track, and I've been chatting to quite a few of the guys. Some of them here have just done some fairly standard mods to their cars, big wheels and induction kits, but some guys take it a bit further. James is certainly in the latter category.
This is James and his lovely 106 GTI, and let me tell you, it's the most expensive car today here. Right, first of all, James.
Hello.
What have we done to this car?
The front bumper has been modified. Peugeot twin headlights.
Yep.
We've got a totally different restyled bonnet with a front badge taken out.
This is nice.
Yeah, bonnet scoop, that's
Like
actually
that.
from a Suzuki Vitara. The spoiler's from a Citroen Saxo.
So all in all, how much does it cost for you to build this car?
As seen now, about 25,000, but quite a fair bit more with past modifications, etc.
Right, let me tell you, James, you've got a stunning car, and good luck today. Well, I've had a great day today at the Three Sisters circuit. I've seen some beautiful cars, I've spoken to some right characters, but now I'm knackered and I'm going to go home to bed. But don't forget to join me next time for more Car Crazy Katie. Bye!
Next week on Car Crazy Katie, they finally let me out on the track on my own. It's a karting track day at Daytona in Manchester. And we check out some mad minis in Blackpool. See you all then.